All right, shalawam. All right, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rakha Kwadash, double honor to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth, shalawam. All right, my name is Nazar Qad, and this is GMS Precepts, and I have here pulled up Acts, the 4th chapter. I want to go into this word here in the 13th verse, but I'll start at verse 12, okay? It says, Acts 4 and 12, Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Showing you that name is important, and that name is will be known in the last days, despite what these other camps say. All right. It says, now when they saw the boldness, here's the point. I won't go into the word boldness. When they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, because that's what they thought about most of the prophets. Okay, but they didn't realize that the spirit was with them. It's a spirit that gives you that power, which is what I'm what I'm gonna go into as well. It says when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahawashi. And that's what happens now. All right, you have a lot of people who they walk up to the camps and they see, oh, these guys are just niggas. What are these niggas talking about? All right, what are these guys talking about? They got crazy beards and they walking around in dresses. What are these guys talking about? And then once they hear the message, once they hear the power, once they hear the spirit within us, all right, they say this same thought in their mind. Oh, I thought these were just regular old basketball playing, Madden playing niggas, man. These guys actually know some things. They know history. They going down into history. They breaking down words. All right, and that's the same thing amongst our people as well as the other nations that look upon us, man. All right, they perceive initially that we were what, unlearned and ignorant men. All right, but I want to go into the word boldness. Okay. The word boldness. I'm gonna let him say it.
Strong's G 3954. Parecia. Parecia.
Okay, and it means freedom in speaking, unreservedness in speech. Does not it say? Ooh, that reminds me of scripture in what's that? Isaiah. I believe it's 58 and 1. It says, Isaiah 58 and 1, it says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Are we not? That's what we're supposed to do. Cry aloud. Okay? Unreservedness in speech. So when somebody says, oh, you guys are speaking too harsh, or why you got to talk to us like that, or why you cursing, the scriptures say that, man. And also the prophets spoke like that. They spoke in boldness, man. That's why they were hated, man. That's why the prophets were feared. When they came into a city, all right, when they came into a city, the people were shook because they know judgment was coming, man. They knew a prophet had bad news to say. Why? Because they spake in what? Boldness. They spoke. They had freedom in speaking, unreservedness in speech, open, frankly, without concealment. Okay. See, that's why the message. You see, that's why GMS, we don't conceal any of the prophecies. We don't conceal the time of Jacob's trouble, because that's coming, man. The time of Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. What does that consist of? That consists of bad times coming to the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we are not going to let you believe that all you got to do is know that you're an Israelite and then that you're going to be delivered. All right, there's a such thing as the elect. There's an election, man, and if you're not of the election, the Most High is gonna kill you, man. I mean, to be frank, right? To be bold, to be frank. All right, to be open about it, right? Without ambiguity, circumlocution, without the use of figures or comparisons, free and fearless confidence, cheerful courage, boldness, assurance, the deportment by which one becomes conspicuous or secures publicity. All right, so that's the point. Free and fearless confidence, freedom in speaking, and that's what the prophets held. I'm sorry, that's what the prophets had. They had that boldness in them, man. All right, and the people saw it. Look, it says when the people now saw the boldness of Peter and John. All right, it said what they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahawashi. It was like, oh, these are the guys that were with Yahawashi. Okay, and that's one thing that it's all about. See, like for instance, like Paul. Let me get that scripture. It's in let me get this one. I'm gonna start at 19. But Paul, he didn't look at one person that can speak well. You know, what did he look at? He looked at if you had the Spirit on you or if you had that power. Okay. This is 1 Corinthians 4:19. But I will come to you shortly, if the Lord will, and will know, not by the speech of them that are puffed up, but the power. For the kingdom of heaven is not in word, but in power. So he'll know if you have the Spirit on you by not by your speech, not if you could speak well, but if you got that Spirit or if you have that power in you, man. If you have that boldness in you. Okay? So that's one thing to realize. Don't be off what's the word? Don't be all mesmerized by how one speaks. All right? Be mesmerized or be convinced or be converted by if that person has a Spirit or not. Because if you look all the way down the line, from the apostles all the way down, we don't speak well. All right? I mean, we don't speak all like those $50 million specialty words like what's that nigga polite. All right, we speak words easily to be understood. All right, and how can you tell that the apostles and the elders on down in GMS we have that Spirit by the power, man. Okay. All right, and then it tells you in Isaiah the 3rd chapter that the Most High is going to do away with the great orator. All right, so if you think brothers speak now, that glory was taken away from us, man. Okay, it's all about the power. It's all about that power. Let me get there's another one in 2 and 5. Let me get that one also. And I'll end it. It says, this is 1 Corinthians 2 and 4. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom. This is Paul speaking. Okay, Paul wasn't the one to speak all eloquently, man. It says what? But in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahawah. It's all about that power, man. Okay, and that's the same way that the Lord spoke. He spoke in power. This is I don't think I read this. This is John the 7th chapter, 14th verse. It says, now about the midst of the feast, Yahawashi went up into the temple and taught, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? Okay, so they view Yahawashi as the same way. Okay, and then it tells you a little farther down that that they were converted. Okay, they were converted. They say this man has to be the Christ or the Mashiach. This man has to be him because is the real one that's gonna come pursuing Deuteronomy the 18th chapter. Is he gonna do more miracles than this man? Okay. All right. It's all about that power. Okay. I think I hit the point I wanted. Okay. Until the next show, shalawam.